currently January 4th, and I'm making myself breakfast before I go to school lunch tonight. I'm making some eggs and toast, and I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, I want to say. It's 9:27. It's been a struggle trying to figure out how to cook eggs in here. My stovetop is one of those plug-in ones, and it has the coil, so it's really drastic, you know. So I'm just gonna cook them on low. So yesterday was the first full moon of the new year, according to North American culture, and it was very powerful in this house. It was a lot. These past couple weeks have been difficult emotionally for me. I've been going through a lot of changes that I didn't think I was going to go through. One being moving back to Canada. I didn't think that was going to happen. I don't think any of us thought that was going to happen. And it's okay that I'm back. It's just a really big adjustment for me, because I didn't think I was going to be back here. I'm using rye bread this morning. So I just broke my egg yolks. Surprise, surprise. I spent the last six-ish months in Mexico. So it was a very different way of living for me, and different weather, different place. It all determines certain things, you know. So, and at one point when I was there, I thought that I was going to build my life there. Clearly that did not happen. Pepper on my eggs. And salt. These are brand new. I had to get the cheap kind, the shitty brand, because your girl don't have money. It's just the truth. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. That's fine, because I have a bed and I'm getting fed. Okay. Let's stop being weird, however. And I've had to really look at myself a lot, because I really don't want to fall into the same pattern that got me to the point where I needed to leave the country, you know? I had to really look at what was making me feel not so good, you know? What was making me feel pretty shabby in my own life, you know? And one of the biggest things for me was using social media as an escape from life. And I'm not just talking about, you know, scrolling on Instagram, because trust me, I still do that. A little bit more than I like, but gotta let a girl have some things, right? But the biggest thing for me was Snapchat. I've had Snapchat since my parents allowed me to. So I was like, I think I was 13 when my parents told me that I was allowed to get Snapchat. I've had it since then. Literally, how old am I now? 19, almost 20. Do the math for me. How many years is that? I would talk to random people, random guys, and, you know, give in to their wants and desires so that I could feel needed. So that I could feel needed and appreciated. And, you know, that song, that must be so confusing for a little girl, you know? And that habit is a fault of no one in my life, you know? I have wonderful parents who love me, but sometimes things just happen and you can only do your best, you know? So, anyways, a week ago, I decided to delete Snapchat for good. Now, this was a long time coming. I wanted to delete Snapchat for a while because I've been really aware about that habit of mine for the past year. And I would fall back into it. And truthfully, yesterday, I had the desire to go give into my wants and desires that aren't fulfilling for me as a human. And I didn't give into it because I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in that spot. I don't want to feel that way. And I respect myself more than that, you know? And it's really hard for me because some people really don't. Some people that I wish did, and that's an aspect of control that I have. So, yeah, Apple. I believe that they're pink ladies. It's really messy in here right now. I just dropped you in water. I deleted Snapchat about a week ago, and that was despite knowing that I would not have anyone to talk to. No one. It's been me, myself, and I on my telephone, besides my mommy and the people I live with. So it's like really difficult for me to go from having access to entertainment from other human beings whenever I want to nothing, you know? And I knew that was gonna happen, and I did it anyway because the point isn't that. It's not about getting into our, you know, negative thoughts or negative desires. It's about being strong enough to overcome those bad habits. So, this period of time that I have, this new era that I'm starting, is going to be about self-improvement and literally not caring how other people deem my worth. More specifically men, because that's what I've been giving into for so long, and has most negatively affected my mental health. Raspberry hibiscus tea. So good. So good. So, there's a few things that I'm going to be working on for my personal development. One of them, in general, is getting back into hobbies. So, one is crocheting. I used to crochet and I really wanted to create things. So I've been doing that. I've been making a ton of these squares. Granny scares. Granny scary. 10 of these granny squares out of self-color changing yarn. That's why they're weird like this. But I don't really know what to put them into, like make them into. Leave an idea in the comments for that, because I saw the color and I was like, I really want to make this into a makeup bag, because I don't quite have the right size of makeup bag that my stuff is in one bag and it's not too small or the bag's not too big. So I was going to do that, but I think that I want thinner yarn for that. And another hobby is sewing. So I have a sewing machine. I've had a sewing machine for many years. I'm going to start using it. And another hobby is a surprise. I have a surprise hobby, and you'll see it when the video comes out. I don't know if you can really call it a hobby so much as an experiment. So, take what you will from that. I hope that you come back to see the hobbies and the experiment, and just to follow along and resonate with anything I'm saying. Hit the subscribe button and follow along on the journey. Comment, leave your opinions on things. I love advancing my thoughts. So, hearing other people's opinions is very fun to me. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy your breakfast. I don't want to tip my plate because it'll fall.